Will the Oklahoma Sooners be okay? Because there's a lot of panic out there right now. Let's discuss coming up next. Sean, Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're just over 170 subscribers from 10,000, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell over on YouTube to let you know when new episodes drop. Also, tell a friend, tell a family member about Locked On Sooners. I've had a number of people that I'm acquainted with here recently, like through wives and stuff like that I work with at the hospital, telling me, oh, my husband listens to your show. My husband, what? You're just now telling me this? It's just weird. Anyway, so go subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast, but especially over on YouTube. Help us to get to 10,000. Jay, I've been seeing it on Facebook. I've been seeing it on X. I was at the eye doctor today, and the eye doctor was asking me about Oklahoma and all the transfer portal departures, and he had a little bit of panic in his voice talking about it. But Jay, what is up? We're 2 days into the official start of the transfer portal? Yes, Oklahoma is seeding a lot of dudes, but why are we so concerned about this?
I don't know why fans haven't recognized or don't trust us. John, I think it's a trust issue here. I believe that our listeners, our fans, our family here in the Soonerverse that listen to us and try to rely on our information, I don't think they trust us. This past season has scarred them. They are all jaded. They're terrified. They can't control or see what the future is. But John, something dropped today. Our guy, SEC Mike, put out his thing that he does every week, the weekly efficiency rating. John, do you know where we rate right now on the run efficiency this season?
I do, but why don't you go tell the people, Jay?
Number 2 in the country, number 1 in the SEC. That's what we were. Defensive plays, 20 plus yards, 44th in the country. It's a pretty good improvement from last year, right?
Really good.
Much better than what we actually anticipate. Did any of us think that our defensive pass efficiency, 34th, that is 6th in the SEC?
And that's pretty good.
That's pretty darn good. I mean, just having the number 2 rush efficiency, and that usually clears out a lot of your garbage time stuff. Our defense is solid. And guess what? We're bringing most of it back. We just did lose Dasan McCullough, unfortunately, but we've got that linebacker room is still there. You got Kip, Kobe. Looks like Canick's going to be around. You're going to have Lewis Carter, who's going to get some run now. Honestly, Dasan leaving means more Lewis Carter. That's my thought. Same with Seago. You're going to start seeing, with the edge room now clearing out, you're going to see more Daniel Koye go. More Nigel Smith get his run. So all the young guys that you all wanted to see, they're up. This is theirs. It's theirs to take. Mm-hmm. We're probably going to have to bring in portal guys just so that we have the depth to go along with the young players we brought in. But it's their time, John. And so to me, if the defense remains stout, we got a new offensive coordinator. It's basically like when Jeff Lebby came in. Mm-hmm. We're starting from scratch on that. You lost Caleb Williams. You lost all those components from what Mario Williams and all these players left on the offensive side of the ball. Basically, get to start over. You're getting that now replenished with Ben Arbuckle and whatever he brings in to go run out there on the field with his offense. So I'm going to give him his chance. We hired him for a reason. And if he continues to maintain, if he gives us half of what he did at Washington State, that puts us a top 40 offense in the country. Our defense is going to be able to run in the top 5s with no problem because they're not going to be on the field all the time. That means that somebody else is going to be on the field, John. So that is my woosah therapy moment to you, Sooner Nation. Trust us when we say it's going to be okay. Let's see it through. We can complain in January. Let's let December. Let's flush 2024.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day is going to be a pretty cathartic experience, I think,
It
for
really
Sooner
is.
Nation, where you can like literally turn the page on what 2024 has been for the football program, because it hasn't been good. And when you've gone 6-6 and it's been as bad as it was this year, I can understand a little bit of the trepidation that Sooner Nation is feeling as you see some of your favorites into the transfer portal. As you see guys like Dasan McCullough and Jalil Farouk and Nick Anderson and Jackson Arnold, and you see these guys depart and you're like, okay, what are we going to do? Well, the plan is already in motion. They're already hosting guys to replace these guys. And yeah. I get, like, I have an attachment to Jalil Farouk. That's one of my favorite players that we've had over the last few years. I thought he absolutely balled against Texas each of the last 2 years, even in the 49-0 shutout. Who balled out? Jalil Farouk. He had a really good game. In 2023, he had 2 really big plays, one before halftime that led to a field goal, and then one on that final drive that helped set up the game-winning touchdown. Huge moments, and he came through for you. It sucks to see these guys leave. Again, there's a process that'll play out, and there's time for it to play out because, again, you've got a lot of teams, the top 12 teams in the country, who are still playing for something. And those guys, those teams might lose some players that Oklahoma might be interested in here in a few weeks. So what you're looking at as far as players available in the portal now is going to be vastly different here in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. By the time you get to the portal closing period, you're going to have a lot of talent for Oklahoma to look at and to consider. And so, listen, this year has not been good. It can get better. And even if you don't have a top 5 offense, with the defense that you have that Jay just talked about and Jay just illustrated, you have a chance to still be one of the best teams. Maybe I would say, let's just move up to the top half of the SEC. You have a chance to be a top 7 or 8 team in the SEC at the bare minimum if you get an above average offense.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need. We've put the production out there. We've done it. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, especially with the fact that we got all SEC honors, which we'll talk about that tomorrow. I think that's a great thing to lead the day off, especially we'll have a bunch of portal departures tomorrow too. Don't worry. You're going to have those numbers as well. But we're winning honors. We're being recognized. We had the true freshman All-Americans with on 3. I know that PFF and all of them are about to put out their All-Americans for like true freshmen and all of that stuff. It's award season right now, so we can definitely celebrate that stuff. But the thing to understand, Sooner Nation, is that no matter how bad you think it is, it ain't. No matter how good you think it is, it ain't. It's usually right there in the middle of all of that. We're going to be fine. Let Arbuckle, Emmett Jones, DeMarco Murray, Joe John Finley, let all of them cook. Bill Bedenbaugh, let them cook. Let them cook. When they're done cooking, we can come back and see what's in the kitchen. But let them cook first. Then you can complain in January.
That's right. You can complain about the meal before you see what the ingredients are going to be, or you can wait till the meal's cooked and then you can decide what it's going to look like. That's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Again, just over 170 subscribers on YouTube from 10,000. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell over there to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. Follow me at John 9 Williams. You can read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. We'll talk to you then. Boomer.
Sooner. Boop-a-da-ba-da-ba.